Sometimes you just have to try something different. Try something new, and you never know where it's going to take you. Hi, I'm Creative Katie Karen Burchill. Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to start, or actually continue the page, with these bits and bobs of leftovers mixed media paper that I had. I made some cards, and this is just the remnants of it. So I have these shapes. These rectangles, I'm just going to use my corner rounder and cut off the corners so they're round. I just don't want any of this to go to waste. So instead of finding a place and storing it, I'm just going to put some of it on this page. I grab my 1-inch circle punch and I'm just punching it out. Different shapes, not really thinking too much here. What am I going to do? Every bit of this is going to be used, well, maybe not on this page, but on future pages as well. Not exactly sure what I want, so I'm going to make a strip of circles going here, and even the little circles can find their way onto a page. Now, I could put this on a white page and break the page with it, but this happens to be a background that I've had sitting around for months and months and months, and I never knew what to do with it, so I'm going to use it as the start-off point. I don't know how much of that existing background is going to show, but I'm just going to embrace it. So if you have a background hanging out somewhere there, and I think you do, because we all have those backgrounds that we love and we just never use. Now I can use some of the different strips, and I like the spiral part. That looked really great. And then I grabbed all of these. I have so many of these shaped leftover pieces, and I'm just playing with it on the colored background that exists. If I layer it up, that's going to add a little bit more texture. We're going to get some interesting shapes here showing up. There is no right or wrong. Play with it, and when you get to the point that you like it, glue it down. Now, at this point, I had no idea where I was going to take this page. All I knew is that I wanted to try something new, try something different, and that puts you a little bit in discord. It's a little unsettling because you don't know where you're going. But that's where some problem solving comes in. And that's where you get those great aha moments and start to learn things. I'm just gluing this down with gel medium. And I'm coating it on top, so it's a non-porous surface as well. I'm loving the interesting shapes, although I am thinking here that white is pretty stark. Am I just going to leave that and have those interesting shapes? If I had done this as a first layer and then put color on it, it would have been totally different. But that's what I normally do. So remember, I said I wanted to try something different. Get me out of my comfort zone, right? Now in the background, that is bright aqua, quinacridone magenta, and Prussian blue. Now here I wanted to start grunging it up. So I have this, it's a text stamp of sorts, and I'm just adding some of that black contrasting marking to the background. I'm going over top of some of my white elements that I glued down, collage elements that I glued down, and the background. This is kind of making everything cohesive. It's working together instead of just seeing those stark white collage papers. Then I have a swirl stamp. Again, I'm brayering on black paint and then stamping. And I love the movement that swirl stamp is giving that background. It's kind of connecting all the elements. And you'll notice that the white collage pieces that I put down, again, they're getting pushed back further and further. And as much as I love it at this stage, wasn't sure what I wanted to do next. But I grabbed this stencil and quinacridone magenta, and I'm stenciling through it just on the white part, the collage elements. Now, I'm not sure that was the best move. What do you think? At the end, I kind of like it, but at this point, it was like, yeah, it wasn't giving me what I thought it was going to give me, but that's all right. I've never done that where it's isolated, and now we just have those same shapes, but they definitely are pushed further back. But my background is getting fairly busy. Then I decided I have some bright aqua in the background. So I put some bright aqua, braided it on a script stamp, and I'm stamping across. Now here I'm going over everything. I'm not worried about going on top of the collaged white parts with the stenciling or the black. This just is kind of trying to marry it all, make it all very, very cohesive. It was at this point that I'm thinking, as backgrounds go, I rather like this background. There's lots of interest, lots of layers, but waste not, want not. So I had some bright aqua paint and some quinacridone magenta still in my palette. I grabbed a coffee filter, I sprayed it, and then I'm just using the makeup sponge that I had out and colorizing the coffee filter. This coffee filter is going to make a great collage paper. And the ones that I make using up leftover paint tend to be some of my favorites. I'm just using the stencils that were there, whatever's handy. That gives me the beginnings of the collage papers. Now I'm going to edge my page. And FYI, I believe this is a 9 by 12 mixed media, Canson mixed media page. I'm just edging it with black acrylic paint. This is just frames it. And when I do this in the middle here, that's because I typically don't know what I want to do next. I'm giving myself some think time. And sometimes when I do this, it does give me that next idea. So I could put this magnolia on there and then a sentiment, but I decided to go with my Julie Nutting doll and a sentiment from my reset sentiment pack. My word of the year for 2026 is reset. And I made a sentiment pack full of wonderful quotes, inspirational quotes, and these are available at NINNYSNAPKINS.com. I'll put the link in the description box if you're interested. Then I decided to add a little flower to my Julie Nutting doll, to the focal image, and I'm just gluing down my sentiment. I left the sentiment in a rectangle shape because the background is fairly busy, and I'm kind of liking how the collage papers that I stenciled with the quinacridone magenta look in the background. They set off the focal image. I thought I wanted to make the magnolia the quinacridone magenta color, but as soon as I put it down, I absolutely did not like it. So you know what? I grabbed a baby wipe and I'm wiping it off. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I had sealed it with gel medium on top, and I can pretty much get all of that out, go right back to white. Magic eraser. I'm not sure if I want to colorize the Julie Nutting doll or what I want to do, so I grabbed my Posca pen, outlined my sentiment here just to bring it out a little bit more. And then I want it to shade around my focal image using my floating acrylic technique. This is just going to make that focal image stand out from the background. And I'm thinking maybe that's all I need to do. Maybe I'll just leave it black and white. The background's colorful enough. Perfectly logical way of dealing with a very busy background. You don't want the focal image to have to compete with it. So then I start shading around the flower here, adding a little bit of grayscale in there, and I'm liking that look. Just giving it enough interest that it doesn't look like I've just glued something down. Well, I thought, what could to do with the dress? So I'm just going to do a little bit of shading on with the Prussian blue on the dress. My idea was just follow the lines that were there in the stamp, and I'm liking that look. I didn't want to colorize it completely. So this is what you have to do. You have to try something, and you learn if you like it or not. Because sometimes, unless you do it, you just don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, it's just paper and paint. So here I'm just adding a very light color on it. And I like how that's bringing it out in the background. I think that's because there's less blue in the background than there was the pink. I paint the hair yellow and I put some yellow in the center of the flower. That just makes everything work together. I was thinking about splattering the yellow as well to the background, but I said, you know what? I think I've done enough. Rein it in, Karen. Then I grabbed a children's block and I'm dipping it in white acrylic paint and I'm using it as a stamp. It's adding that square, and I chose to pick square instead of a lid from a top that's round because I have that square magenta color on that white collage pieces that I have. So, like the quote says, you're never too old to reinvent yourself, and you're never too old to try something new. This year, with my art journaling, I'm hoping to do lots of videos where I try something new and see where it takes me. So, there is the finished page. It was quite the journey of where I ended up, and I spent about part of an hour creating. Until next time, go get creative.